Hi, I am Stephanie, and my teammates are KTE and Kargi Chauhan. We are Team 1 from ISTA 431, and this is our final project. Kargi will be speaking shortly, and later KTE, and later me, so stay tuned.
When going about our data sets, we initially went with flowers and leaf variation. However, the size of the dataset from Kaggle was quite small and did not offer as much to work with. So our backup dataset was going the one provided as an example. We will be implementing the Russia-Ukraine War 2020 dataset. Transformations will find a different average and filter out the different types of vehicles Russia lost. The reason behind choosing the Ukraine-Russia war is to generate a set of data and evaluation on the number of vehicles lost. Our first question about this project was which of the three data platforms are the most cost efficient and easiest to share project each other and also to provide analysis so that we can even have a distribution of work. We choose the Google Cloud Platform to create our 6-layer data platform because Google provides free services for up to 12 projects. Deleting each project will free up the quota that Google gives to us. Technically, we are in a free trial period without having to enter a credit card information. The 13 project will require us to pay since we do not need this many projects and only need one. Google Cloud Platform service are free for us. Google Cloud Platform is a pay as we go pricing structure that only bills for the services that are used and nothing more. The structure and the content of the equipment dataset contains 15 columns as stated here. The date column is a data type, while the other columns are integer type. The rest of columns are the number of vehicles lost per day. So this from aircraft to 20 aircraft are the vehicles. Each of this column is an integer type as it has a value with an integer. The personal data, the upper one, contains 5 columns. The data column is a date type. The day column is an integer. There are 2 personal columns. One has an underscore after it. As you can see, the other one is an integer that determines the number of deaths on each day. The POV column is the one showing how many prisoners of war died each day. So this is the POV column. So these are the 3 analytical questions we were trying to approach and get insight into through a Google Cloud platform. The first question is, how many vehicles and personnel did Russia lose in the total? What is the average number of each vehicle and personnel lost within a day? The third one is, what is the average number of each vehicle and personnel lost within a week? So there are 3 differentiates in the data type we are going to take and analyze. The Google Cloud Platform, as you can see, is a framework that equips providing recommendations and describe the best practices to help architects develop the cloud practitioners design and operate a cloud topology that is secure, efficient, resilient, high performing, and cost efficient. The preceding slides will give a better insight into 6 steps, and this is the cloud platform architecture.
We used Google Cloud Platform architecture because from Practicum 8, we've noticed that it was the most simplest and easiest to use, being new to creating a data platform. And it was convenient for us because none of our members wanted to give Google our credit card information in case of having to pay. And Google Cloud Platform has the ability to share projects. So this allowed users to go in and add or work on different layers. So for the first layer, data ingestion, there are 2 ways in which the Google Cloud Platform can ingest data. It's either through streaming data or batch data, and we as a group collectively wanted to focus on batch data. This is where we downloaded 2 CSV files from Kaggle, which focused on Russia's personnel and equipment loss from the current war between Russia and Ukraine. To import our data, we first created a project. Then on the project, we would create or add a new data set to where Google gives the users an option for an automated schema where they would read the files imported and create a directory. The second layer on Google Cloud Platform would be storage, and there are two sublayers. Those two sublayers being fast and slow storage. Our data went to the slow storage. From the first layer, we were given a directory, and that directory is our storage layer. We are focused on the slow storage because it has direct data lake access, and the directory being what Google Cloud Platform created for us automatically. For our data processing layer, or layer 3, there are again two sublayers for data processing, one being for batch processing and the other being for real-time processing. Because we used BigQuery to send our CSV files to the warehouse, our files went through the batch processing sublayer. And as I stated earlier, we wanted to focus on the batch data instead of both streaming and batch, because Google Cloud limits users to 20 of its services, and one of the services for real-time processing requires us to pay. So we were unfortunately unable to receive the Kaggle live stream dataset for real-time analytics. However, another way for data processing to occur through the Google Cloud Platform would be we would create a table using the information from previous layers.
The operational metadata collects information about the data in a schema. Data catalog allows us to view the metadata of our objects. In our case, we can view the metadata of our dataset and its tables through data catalog. In this image, we can see the list of objects and its type. We have two tables and one dataset. The following images will show the metadata of each object in our schema.
Layer 5, Serving. As you can see from the picture itself, this part is considered as layer 5. So we used Google BigQuery to store our data in warehouse for the data consumers to access. Data Studio renders the data for our consumers. It creates graph that we can use to analyze the data. In this case, our consumers want to see how many Russian vehicles must have destroyed, the average number of vehicles lost within a day, and the average number of vehicles and personnel lost within a week. So basically, it's going to help graph the data of the lost vehicle in a day and the lost vehicle within a week. We use Data Studios because it helps connect big data and the process of the data. So layer 6 is this part of the cloud platform architecture. We created jobs in Google Platform. Google Cloud Composer orchestrates each job. It is based on Apache Airflow and supports dependency between the jobs. Cloud Data Fusion is an ETL service and has an UI editor which helps in construction of pipelines just like an Azure Data Factory. We can use the stream ingestions and batch from rational database and can also help in form of Google Cloud Storage. So unfortunately, using Google Cloud would not work as the Google Cloud Composers and Cloud Data Diffusion require us to enter the credit card credentials. Since we are not streaming live data, we do not have jobs created.
Our first question is, how many vehicles and personnel did Russia lose in total? To answer our first question, we used BigQuery to calculate the sum of our data in both tables. We also used Data Studio to visualize the data over time. The second question is, what is the average number of vehicles and personnel lost within a day? Using the average function in BigQuery gives us the average number of vehicles and personnel lost within a day. We round the units into the nearest whole number because it is impossible to destroy a partial vehicle or person. The third question is, what is the average number of vehicles and personnel lost within a week? To find the average number of deaths and destroyed vehicles, we multiplied our average numbers by 7. In conclusion, Google Cloud Platform is a great service that we can use if we only need less than 12 simple projects for free. Deleting each project will free up the quota. Technically, we are in a free trial period. Some Google Cloud Platform services are free for us. There are 20 Google Cloud Platform services that we can use for free. Without needing to use a credit card, we are able to analyze data in the Google Cloud Platform. We went with Data Studio instead. It seems like Data Studio is a combination of the batch processing and analytics layer, the serving layer for data consumers, and the ETL tools overlay. And that's all. Thank you for watching.